This is a full look at the Sun and Sand N-Scale Model Railroad Club layouts. There's two. I'm going to be focusing on the outside layout. We do have an inside layout. This outside layout is based on the 5 C's of Arizona. Those 5 C's are cattle, copper, cotton, citrus, and the climate of Arizona. So we start off in this corner, which is modeling the mine in Morenci, where they mine copper. It's one of the largest copper mines in the US, if not the world. So your main line starts back there, goes around the mine on the backside where you can't see it, and comes out of this tunnel right there. We then loop over. We've got these 2 bridges that are depicting kind of a representation of the Canyon Diablo bridges on the BNSF Transcontinental up kind of between Winslow, Arizona and Flagstaff, Arizona. We've got a hobo encampment with boxcars, a little shanty town, and a couple of fires. Then we've got a couple of cuts, and here we have the town of Superior, Arizona, as shown. This was also played a big role in copper as well. There's kind of a famous tunnel we have in Arizona just outside of Superior. You come through this cut. Here we have a Broadway Limited Imports kit that is actually a thunderstorm. I know it looks like a volcano. We probably should do some changes to make sure it actually looks like a thunderstorm and not necessarily a volcano. Here you can see some of the rain has fallen. The ground is wet. You have a bridge back there, a bridge here in the front. Then we come through over here. We have one of the canals depicting the Central Project of Arizona Canal system that we have. Here is the 2nd C that we come across for Arizona, which is cotton, followed closely by citrus and by cattle, and some stockyards that are here in Arizona. So there's a general overlook for you. The water tower, a little factory with smoke coming out. Then we have the main line continues through into what is Mesa. We've got some of the homes that are depicted here on the side of a mountain, which we have several mountains like that on the outskirts of the city, where you have plenty of homes that go up there. Then we come into what is Mesa, and kind of older Mesa. As a note, you do have it's a double track main line, you'll see here. Runs all the way around on the inside, and then the outside it comes back, and so you can do a full loop of this. Here we have cathedral, some old towns some old homes that are depicted in the older part of Mesa, and then a work in progress here for downtown Mesa with the old train station. We have a couple of automatic trains that run. You just, on the other side, there's some sensors. Kids can click it. They send off these automatic trains that they'll do a loop around. When we show up to run, we can actually turn those off, and then we get to bring our own trains and obviously run them just like any train club. So then we get into the more of like Tempe with the drive-in movie theater that's always playing something.
Give me the walkie-talkie.
And then we work our way towards Tempe. Like I said, more of Tempe. We have Tempe Town Lake depicted here. Still need to add the resin for the actual lake, but UP, Union Pacific, has some bridges that cross Tempe Town Lake. And then these are the grain silos off of what is called Mill Avenue. It's one of the roads that sets up against Arizona State University. And then we have the Arizona Castle back there. It's kind of a scratch built. This depicts something that's on the border between Tempe and Phoenix, and those buildings depict more of like going into downtown Phoenix. Here we have a little golf course. You see that guy has just teed off, and these palm trees and rocks and golf course depict what's called Papago Park. Again, you've got a couple guys with golf carts, and these guys have hit with caddy at the flag, ball by his feet. Then you get more into some desert looking scenery here. We've got these cuts back there for the double track main line, which comes in, and then here on the inside for the double track main line. This is Luke Air Force Base out in the west end of Phoenix. It used to be out in the middle of nowhere, population spread. There's a lot of houses around it now, but you've got the Thunderbirds taking off, as well as various aircraft spread throughout with lighting, control tower. On the back side or front side, whichever side you're viewing it from, you've got several homes. We do have some well pumps that are activated by the hand, just like the automatic trains there. So they'll rotate up and down, turn the lights on. And then we're currently in the process of building a fueling facility here. The layout had to be rewired and reworked when during COVID they turned the AC off in the building, which it didn't affect the other two clubs, which we have HO on, or we have O scale on that side, HO's on the far side. And because they turned the AC off and it gets so hot in Phoenix, it warped all the track. So a lot of places we had to tear out the track, tear out the turnouts, and rewire everything. So this was a pop out that we're currently rebuilding. The main line then goes through these cuts into some of the mountains and canyons. On this side, it's more of a Prescott look and depicting Prescott, Arizona. On the other side, there's a couple of scenes when you're looking on the other side from the glass, from the public's perspective. A couple of call outs to Havasupai and what would be the Grand Canyon. We have a couple fighter jets just going up over the mountains, coming in to land at Luke Air Force Base. Then we come to the town of Williams, where Williams is where you will ride the train to and from the Grand Canyon. So this is the little town of that. We're currently in the process of building an engine facility, a little bit bigger than what they have in Williams. However, it still depict that as accurately as possible. And then finally, we get into the mountains, kind of around Flagstaff, where BNSF's Transcon kind of comes up to its highest elevation on that in Arizona. You have Fire Watchtower at the top of this mountain. And then if we come onto this side, a little more scenery than the other side. You've got several homes, a bridge, and then a lumber facility, as well as a logging facility and more lumber facilities. So that is a tour of the Sun and Sand layout in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hope you guys enjoyed this layout tour. Stay tuned for a look at the middle layout coming soon.